Now, after finishing your preparations for the planning days, you can start filling in the planning tool. First of all, you start with calculating your conversion rates. You already did that before, but now you can fill it in to the planning tool. In the planning tool, you'll also find the national averages, your LC history, which you calculated beforehand, and then based on those two values, you can set a goal for your own LC. Now, there are a couple of values I should explain. For example, the conversion rates for company meetings to raise is here 0.3. That means that you need about 3 company meetings to raise 1 TN in the LC history. So the goal value is 2, so means 1 company meeting equals 0.5 raises, which would be the national average. If your LC value is different from the national average, you should try to at least reach the national average, but you can also try to beat it, which would be nice. Raised to match TNs, in your LC here it is 60%. That is a bit above the national average, but you can still improve, and they plan to improve it to 80%. The match to realized conversion rate is usually really close to 100% because there's nothing much that could possibly happen in the meantime to destroy your match. Now the national average is 99%, your LC it's only 95, maybe because something went wrong, but usually you can't really improve much on that, or at least not strategically. The next value is the average match duration, which is given in months here, meaning how long does it take for you from raise to matched for a TN. In your LC it's 3 months, which is above the national average, and of course you should try to keep it down a bit. Then after that comes the delivery duration. In your LC it's 2 months. That means after you've already matched the TN, how long does it take until the intern actually arrives in your LC and starts working? So usually that should not be higher than 1 month. Now keep in mind that you have to pay a lot of attention to your conversion rates, because you're going to need them later to calculate when you can realize a TN. So for example, if you want to realize a TN in January, that means you have to match it the latest in December and raise it the latest in October, simply because of your matching durations. And then you also have to raise more TNs because, of course, you're not going to match all of your raised TNs, even though that should be your goal. The next value we're going to look at is the NPS, meaning the Net Promoter Score. You can check it out on customergolf.com. Your LCP should have the login information for this. If not, you can ask your predecessor. And if you still can't find it, that's also no problem. You can just approach the MC, me, or Renal, and we can give you a new login data. Because it's really important, the NPS basically shows you how content the interns are with their experience. So it's important that all of your interns fill it out. It's a survey that gets sent out by ISAC International. And it gets sent out at 2 different stages. At the realized stage, when they just arrived, and once when they already completed the internship and are back home in their home entity. The NPS is calculated quite easily. The intern crosses on a scale of 1 to 10 how likely he is to recommend the ISEC internship experience. Being 9 to 10, he would be classified as a promoter. 7 or 8, he'd be neutral, and 6 or less, he'd be a detractor. That means he would have something to complain about, and he would probably tell his friends about that. You calculate the NPS by, well, the customer gauge does it automatically, but just so you know, it's the percentage of promoters, or people who crossed 9 or 10, minus the percentage of detractors. And then you get a number like, for example, if you have 80% promoters and 10% detractors, which would be a really good value, you would have an NPS of 70. So, yeah. This LC has a goal of a completed NPS of 50, which would be pretty good, but currently it's only 12 for the completed, so there's a lot of room for improvement. So much for the Net Promoter Scores. Now, in the next step, we are going to take a look at how you can plan your numbers. Now, after you have your conversion rates, you know, like how many TNs do I need to raise to get them matched and to get out of them a realized value. So based on those conversion rates and also on the matching durations, you can plan your term goals. You should start by setting a goal for your realized numbers. So there's an area in the planning tool where you can fill that out. This area here is gray, that means you don't have to put anything in there. It computes itself automatically, but you still need to start calculating with the realized number. So this LC wants to have 16 realized TNs at the end of their term, meaning that they have to match a bit more. The numbers here don't really add up, but yeah, and raise even more, just to show you that. Now, once you've decided on how many TNs you will have realized at the end of your term, you need to decide on how many are we going to realize in our first half, during our first semester, and how many are we going to do in the next. So that's what the next step is for. You divide your term goals into a first half and a second half, because during the semester holidays, usually it's hard to match TNs. So you should try to get everything done and realize your interns before your members leave. Meaning that this LC wants to do 16 exchanges during the next year, and they want to do 8 in the first semester and another 8 in the next semester. So for the next winter semester, they would have to realize 8 TNs by the end of February, meaning they have to match all of them, or maybe, yeah, there's a mistake here, but they have to match all of them by the end of January, because it takes 1 month to deliver a matched TN, as we already saw before. And they have to raise them another 2 months before that. So at the end of November is the latest where you should have raised your TNs if you want to have them realized by the end of the semester. Then you calculate the values. Now in this example they don't really make sense, but you calculate those values using your conversion rates and your durations. And you do the same for the second semester, as you can see here. So this table, you also don't have to fill it out. It gets filled in automatically if you fill it in your monthly planning, which we're going to look at later, but you still need to do this planning maybe on a piece of paper. It shows you your goal, what you've already achieved, so you have to update your planning tool in regular intervals. And it also shows you how many raises, matches, or realizations you still need to get to your goals. So you can identify where something might have gone wrong.